BO5s. We've only really got a chance to do so in ESL Challenger League in days gone by, right? In South America, when we've seen these finals. Occasionally we've had formats where you get map advantages and stuff like that, so we'd actually only cover 4 at absolute maximum. And I do remember some real classic finals that sent teams to Pro League in those seasons gone by. But this is the season that matters right here, right now. It's going to be Overpass, it's going to be 9Z, it's going to be Sharks, and we're ready to get going.
And again, Sharks get to choose which side of the map they start on. Overpass to open up the series like it was in the upper bracket final. 9Z's pick on that occasion as well. Sharks started CT side and they went 7-5 up. So let's see what's going to happen here on their second outing. Quite a bit of utility for 9Z, couple smokes, 4 flashes, no upgraded pistols. Interestingly enough, I thought we might have seen a P250. In the meantime, couple sets of Julie, smoke kit, flash on RD and Zhao. Ready and raring to go over towards that B bomb site right now. Our Sharks have got 3 players.
Lucan about to charge his way in. Koala with those dualies close, and MaxCore can peek from Pillar once he knows that Koala is having some issues. Some utility will now fly over. Flash doesn't actually blunt up Koala at all, but he does play anti, and Lucan and Urbano will just completely run them over. Ardian's out doing a brilliant job though. He was the kit player and actually managed to get 2. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to mean a thing. Doc is all alone, and he's not even going to be able to get anywhere near that smoking kit that's been dropped into water. Levy will put a stop to that. 2 quick kills from him, and 9Z get off to the perfect start.
Remember, they couldn't win the pistol last time because although they'd gotten the opening kills, they tried to fight so deep in towards CT with that advanced setup. And then when Sharks retook, they just managed to get all the kills really quickly because 9Z had offered up the fights this time. 9Z do take a slightly more conservative setup. They force Sharks to come to them. They get the kills necessary. Looked like there might have been a moment there with that multi-kill from RD and Zhao finding 2, but it's a tall order. Probably needed 3 though, if there's going to be any realistic chance of him holding on for the rotators. Interestingly enough, Sharks are actually going to opt to eco here for a gun round in the next, which means light on utility and no AWP in the first gun round either.
Yeah, a chance for a farm. There is a good old-fashioned triple boost toward ABC. Not really one that's used too much anymore. Sometimes you used to see players even just regularly double boost and go for jumping kills with the MP9 because it was so accurate in the mid-air from that position. But, yeah, that was obviously been slightly nerfed since then.
That was diabolical.
Oh, it was. 100%.
Yeah. Do you remember how awful it was for the T players in construction just seeing a guy jumping up and down with the MP9 and it's just like 2 little bursts and you're dead, it's over, your round's done. Nice work from 9Z. Going to keep it clean. All 5 players should survive. And like I said, going to come into the next gun round here without the AWP for Sharks. And we know what an important component that AWP is in the CT side of Overpass. I mean, remember, MaxCore was doing a fantastic job in that upper bracket final. So I don't know, man. I feel like this could be a bit of a... Like this could punish them a bit if they don't win the next gun round. Just kind of delaying getting that AWP out a bit later on in the half.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're not really in a position where RD and Zhao will be willing to, forego armor to drop him an AWP. It's not like you can drop Kevlar, is it? So you need to continue with just the 5 rifles to start off their CT side. And
that would completely change the dynamic of the game, right? If you could drop armor, imagine.
I know. Be lots more AWPs in early round games.
Completely change the dynamic of the game for sure. Yeah, but I'm glad that isn't an aspect of Counter-Strike, honestly. I always thought maybe dropping kits could be something that could get integrated into the game. I don't think that's doesn't change the dynamic of the game all that much.
No, I want that. I do want that. I think it's absolutely... wouldn't hurt whatsoever to get kits available. More kits available might even incentivize more retakes long term. Just
true.
1 extra kit available on a team somewhere. Anyway, good opening kill from Gafolo. That's an important catching connector. Urbano will go down. Max trying to make some progress happen in towards short, and we'll maybe try and take the attention away from Monster. Lucan will try and pounce then and there, but Koala was not looking away. Was very ready for it. Oh, actually will go down through the smoke there. SOP connects one more bullet to get that trade kill. Unfortunately for 9Z, probably the only thing they're going to get back in this round. Max has some form of timing walking up through Con with the bomb and the Mac-10. And the A-bomb site is, funnily enough, actually open right now. But I don't think it's going to lead to much.
I mean, especially with him only having the Mac-10, right? The Max-10, maybe he can find some maximum output here in the round. I mean, a bomb plant at a minimum is still something for them to take away from the round. You've got a few players who are slightly low on health as well. All right. I mean, Hoasso Peak, I was going to say, could best stock. That's a really important kill because now 9Z can turn all their attention in towards the back of the bomb site.
It now does worry me. They are wallbanging Max down a little bit lower, but it's a great catch. No helmet on Max core, obviously. Boost towards CT. They now know both players are in that green bin position, and Max just runs and guns. Gafolo has dropped. I didn't think there'd be much of a possibility, but Max found an opening. Maybe a little bit too aggressive from Sharks to go looking all the way through long there late round. 9Z found the gap and exploited it perfectly.
Yeah, honestly, you couldn't have asked for more. That was just perfectly played, everything going according to plan, and what looked like it was, you know, just going to be a bomb plant at a minimum, or at a maximum, should I say, it turns into a whole lot more, and seemingly very easily as well. Great work there from 9Z.
Yeah, that's very impressive. With only the Mac-10, I mean, I was looking at the lack of helmets on Sharks and thinking, okay, well, it's still very viable here. And it actually delivered exactly like that. Sharks will be really annoyed with that one, to be so in control in what is such an important round early game to
Yes, exactly.
get an assertive start on CT side, on what is a very CT-heavy map, as we know. For 9Z to already get an unlikely 2v4 to work out for them and get the AWP on Levy straight away after that. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get enough CT rounds now, I feel like, for Sharks to make them feel confident at all.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a challenge, and if they're losing those sorts of rounds, then that certainly does get a bit of a concern over in the Sharks camp, who are going to go for a half buy here. Scout MP9 M4. Got to make sure you keep more than enough money here for the AWP if you're max core, which it looks like he has. Going to leave a bit of a sour taste in their mouth. At least it's early on, so plenty time here to be able to get this one back on track. Who do you think is the more experienced of the two teams here, Trav?
I mean, that's actually a really tough question, I feel like.
Right? I thought so too.
Because the Sharks core has been together for a very, very long time now. But, you know, the recent editions haven't been together as long. Same can be said for 9Z, having Levy and Urbano in the mix. You could argue 9Z maybe somewhat playing with a dead team, with Urbano possibly going out of the team for Luchov, the incoming Luchov, which is very heavily rumoured and pretty much reported at this point. So, yeah, I mean, I would say Sharks are probably more experienced as a core, and 9Z have had to put a lot of work in recently to integrate Urbano and Levy as best they possibly can.
Yeah.
That's the answer I'm going to give you, even though it's not a proper answer.
I like it. No, I do. I think it's quite a nuanced situation, so it requires a nuanced answer, which is what you've given. I think Max is the guy who does have the most experience on the server, just in terms of like raw playing time. And I think that could bode quite well here for 9Z, with this being like a really important game, you know, a matchup that there's a lot on the line. Making sure that you keep the guys mental in the right place, very, very important in this type of a game. And got to stay nice and tight here against the half buy. Have found an opening kill. They've shifted the defense, and they're walking towards a vacant bomb site. P continues to keep the focus in towards A and middle, and 9Z will filter in towards B. So it's going to be a 4-0 start here for the team who have picked the map.
Oh, they feel like they've come in super prepared as well, right? I mean, I'm already seeing calls here, and sure, I'm not going to pretend like I can remember exactly what went down in the 9Z Sharks game the other day. As Hoasso Peak somehow holds on 1 HP for one more kill. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I remember every single strategy, every single call, but it already feels like 9Z have innovated quite well here and have really caught Sharks off on a number of occasions, and we're only in round 4.
Yeah.
4-0.
They're looking like a really well-knit unit, and I mean, I guess the one advantage Sharks get from coming through the upper bracket is that they didn't have to play yesterday, right? But outside of that, not really much of an advantage to speak of. 9Z obviously got to play a game, and as you said earlier, against Bounty Hunters yesterday, and maybe that was good for them to get a bit more game time under their belt, because they're looking very solid right now across the board, top to bottom, from the word go.
Indeed. That's all I want to see from them, for sure. Even that previous round was dealt with very well, and it was a risky one against the sort of buy that Sharks had. We now have the Max Core AWP available.
This is what I was calling for. See if it's going to make a difference. I think something Sharks were doing well on their CT side last time was disrupting in towards construction. If you remember how many fights they were taking from that B bomb side into construction and making it really difficult for 9Z more often than not.
Double setup toward long here for Gafolo and Doc, two players that have played together for a very long time, and they team up together beautifully. Huasso, Peak and Max will drop. That's the bomb dropped in long bathroom. Doc refaces toward Urbano looking to trade. And they've done this to pretty much perfection, and Doc, I mean, that is so clean. How many bullets did he have left there on the A1S? Probably about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And that is a very important start on CT to get with 4 alive.
Yeah, phenomenal work, honestly. And it's exactly what they required. It's exactly what they needed to come alive. Like you say, good crossfire, good setup there. Just by design, one playing anti. I mean, Doc doesn't even really get blinded, able to turn and then turn back with Gafolo, lock things down. Gonna need to be a lot more where that came from, but a good sign there for Sharks.
And now Doc and Gafolo will once again hold hands with each other and look to walk in toward Con together. Lucan's going for a pick in Monster. Koala's only jump spotting that angle and now realises he needs to be a bit careful. That's often a call you see from a T player on Overpass when you want to go and look for an opening pick somewhere. Just if there's no Molotov or early smoke toward Monster, you can have a little bit of a peek. And sure, it's risky, but it's somewhere you can go looking. Urbano, Huasso, Peak and Max all up toward front bathroom as Levy got the opening pick in the round, and with Lucan in the end managing to find a player in RDN Zhao, as you can see where he is on the map, already 5v3, and Sharks a good start on CT to get that first round with 4 alive, already looking to be cancelled out.
I mean, it looks like it might be, yeah. This is quite concerning. Max Core, he's going to have a big job to do in the round, and you've got Doc, who's also in a position that he can kind of gut 9Z from the inside out. There we go, it's exactly what I'm talking about on his activation, but I don't think he is going to expect Lucan with that late lurk. Max Core break the smoke, Doc does in turn go down, but Max Core is giving this one a fighting chance.
Well, it'd be almost apt if Sharks were able to find a big recovery after what went before, but Huasso Peak holds on. Max Core will go aggressive to look for him and go down. Now it's all down to Koala, and with 20 seconds, Huasso Peak and Lucan can press pause and go together rather than taking too much time. Just make sure to be next to each other and get the trades. And Koala, he's still here. 11 seconds on the clock. They're looking to try and find him. And Huasso Peak only just gets on toward Truck. And they survive with 28 and 31 HP. I don't mind how they went about that 9Z, but they shifted for a bit longer than I thought they would. And it almost caught them out.
It's just good to see that they've got this extra sort of level about them tonight that I don't think that they had 2 days ago when they played against Sharks, which is that they, even when things get chaotic or things kind of maybe feel like they're teetering in the round, they're still able to kind of recover it on the fly. Whereas I feel like yesterday or 2 days ago, they would have crumbled in that same sort of position. So it's just good to see how they're able to figure it out this time, and it is going to be a reinvestment for Sharks, but should they lose this round, it feels like it's back to square one. Doc is looking to fight on the front lines, and he could even catch him off guard as well. He's just looking to try and force as many fights as possible. They know he's here, and he's not looking to run away. Maybe he should have been.
Yeah, in the end, Huasso Peak will put him down. Exactly the start to the game I wanted to see from Huasso Peak. Yeah, it's a bit streaky, but when he gets on that streak, he can be incredibly explosive. Max Score will be able to remove him at least, getting the AWP into position, regaining a man advantage. But Lucan, realising where that AWP is, once again, 9Z could try and exploit some kind of gap up through Banana and Divider.
Yeah, true. Not the first time we've seen them kind of find a bit of a chink in the armor. Obviously, the 2v4 that they won earlier on in the half went a long way to help them out, and they could win another numbers disadvantageous situation here. Max Core, if he gets the kill, it's the bomb carrier, and Max is kind of fumbling his utility. Max Core takes full advantage, drops the bomb, and that should just immediately be round over, surely, right?
Yeah, especially as Urbano misses the timing. Lucan is now all alone. Somehow he's gone all the way around the world here. Not really gotten much progress. He knows that's a freebie. And could be an opportunity to save the AWP, but he's actually looking to pick up the bomb. I think maybe he'll realise now with 20 seconds that picking up that bomb is pretty pointless.
Yeah. And picking up the AWP is more important.
Exactly. He'll keep hold of that now.
All right, well, game is starting to come to life here for Sharks. I mean, a little bit slow to start, and I don't think Lucan's going to have any trouble in terms of actually holding onto the AWP. 2 seconds left. One. Oh, I'll tell you what, he actually started to take damage there. You know, he started to take a bit of damage, but thankfully it wasn't fatal.
That was a jump scare for Lucan, but he lives to tell the tale. Again, Doc willing to be very aggressive early round with the A1S. We saw that setup he had with Gafolo toward long Barthram that was really well played between them and looking very clean on those A1S bursts as well, even with low ammunition. When those look clean and you're not playing for a 1-for-1, for example, with an A1S, which lots of people often do with low bullets in the clip and stuff like that, that shows you he's a man with confidence. But 9Z should be confident right now, with 5 on T-side already.
Absolutely. They're going to want some more though, right? They're going to want some more rounds here on this T-side, considering that they've gotten 5 out of 6. I think they'll want to end, because this is what they managed to rack up the last time they played against Sharks. They got 5 rounds and a half. But this time, having gotten 5 out of the first 6, they're going to be wanting to go a bit further than that. Leveled up scoreline at a minimum, for example. If they lose this round, then 5-3 becomes 5-4. Game almost back into even keel at that point.
They're really looking to try and take a pick with the AWP up through short. Very often you see a very quick play with the AWP from this position to try and get a frag, but it's kind of mid-round on this occasion. Lucan has got a couple of flashes out Monster to get some progress, and look at that headshot angle of where Koala is playing from. I don't think they're entirely aware that Levy is actually all the way up here. Need to be careful they don't peek in water and give him an opportunity, but Urbano are also a very long way up. Now with plenty of CTs here to defend it, once again we've got a bit of a standoff with this smoke up. Levy will hit his shot though, and that's the important one. That could get these riflers into play and to push these CTs back and out of the round ultimately. Aldian Zhao does a brilliant job though. Oh wow. Lucan and Max both going down. That definitely looked awkward for both teams, but I thought it looked more awkward for Sharks than it did 9Z. Now, all of a sudden, with Levy on that AWP, he got the opening kill, but now not really much else to do. Vaso Peak Mayor picked up that AK, but 16 seconds on the clock. Gets one headshot, but it's going to have to aid a plant. And with 20 bullets left in that AK, he can't connect. Levy now stuck, looking for multiple kills with only 5 seconds. That plant is going to be attempted, but Gafolo will put a stop to it. Free AWP to be recovered, and now 9Z have no money.
I tell you what, I mean, that's a great effort from RD and Zal, because when he gets that multi-kill is exactly when it looks like the round might be getting a little bit awkward for Sharks, because you could see 9Z starting to extend, starting to take the space. They had that man advantage in play as well for an initial period, but then RD and Zal was able to lock it down. Stave Sharks, stave 9Z off rather, keep them at bay. And now they draw within 2, should be a 1-round game off the back of the anti-eco. This is looking good as Sharks start to find their footing.
Yeah.
Or their flow, maybe. Sharks don't have feet, Trav. Fun fact.
Today I learned. What's your favorite sea creature? Do you have one?
Oh, I do. Two answers, actually. The one is an octopus, because they're so intelligent. They're just really cool animals. They've got 8 different brains. I don't know if you know that, or 9, I think, actually. They've got 9 brains, 1 in their head, and then 1 in each tentacle trap.
Incredible.
And then orcas, just because they are
Scary.
very, very scary animals, but just like such incredible killers. Such efficient hunters. Yeah, big fan.
Yeah. I think if I was
Yourself, what do you go for?
I think if I was thinking like small things, I would probably say like a seahorse or like an axolotl or something, because they're just so unusual with how they go about their life and their lifespan.
Axolotl?
Axolotl.
I don't think I've ever heard of that animal in my entire
I've
life.
heard of an axolotl. I can't.
Maybe it's got like a different name that I'm more privy to, but
AXOLOTL. I'm amazed you haven't heard of that animal.
well, I'm going to need you to
crazy.
just fill me in a bit more. I'll go to a little Google. I'll go check it
Google
out.
it right now and I'll cast around. This is really important right now that you figure out what an axolotl is. Abano is going to volley connector and push up. Doc is on that headshot angle line, that close stairs angle line like he was previously. Position that I used to call the Bernard angle. Shout out Bernard, one of the players I first casted when I got into commentary back in the day. Max score. Wow. Lovely hold once again on that CT off. Unfortunately, didn't get it as early in the half as he could have done, because he's looking pretty clean with it. 2 quick flicks, both were hit, and it's a 5v2.
Yeah, and that should just be a round over, unless Levi and Max can pull some sort of a rabbit out of the hat or an axolotl out of the ocean. I don't know which one's more likely. Not going to be either, unfortunately. I just had a look at it. They're actually super cute. What little cute animals. They remind me of the game Spore. Did you ever play Spore?
I have heard of it, but I never played it. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
they just remind me of the creatures from Spore for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, they can be had as pets as well, and they are in Minecraft, which is another reason why I knew what they were. So, there you go. But I knew them before Minecraft, just to preface.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Trav knew them before the game, okay?
I didn't mean for it to come across that way, but there we go.
No. It's just funny. I like the clarification.
I know.
5-all here.
I think
Sharks
I still pick otters, though, as like river/sea creatures. I just think they're...
You've moved the goalposts a bit there.
I know, because they're mammals, aren't they? So it's not really a sea creature. That's
okay.
why I didn't want to say them earlier either. So,
Yeah. They are incredible animals. Love otters.
yeah.
Where they hold hands at night so they don't float away from each other.
As always with these animals, right? There are always like dark sides to them, but I'm willing to look past that, because it's just like animal nature. Like, you can't stop them from acting like they like the species should, you know? A bit like Orca in a way. We all know how they should act. So
yeah, they do some crazy things, right? Like they play with seals. They turn them into little like balls that they throw back and forth to each other. Anyway, we digress. What's important is to acknowledge the state of this game, and it's currently a 5-all scoreline.
yeah.
Even keel between these two teams. It's been a good fight back here from Sharks. Took them a bit to get going, but they're now alive and well. And there's actually some pressure on 9Z for what feels like maybe the first time here on the map.
Spielplatz. Für Kinder unter 12 Jahren. Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, unlucky. Good effort, though. 10 out of 10 for effort.
No dogs allowed. Is that really what that means on that little warning sign? Surely not. Surely dogs are allowed.
Kinder under 12 years are not allowed. So your dog's got to be older than 12, Trav, and then it is allowed in the park.
That's definitely what it means.
That's my takeaway from that sign.
I have many German friends who know exactly what that says, but yeah.
Well, I have a friend that has many German friends,
Oh god, what have we done? Oh my goodness, guys.
No, okay, hang on, guys. Hang on, we're playing mirrored overpass. No.
Do you remember show match? We used to do a couple of show matches.
Well, Mirage was the popular one, yeah.
Yeah, like reverse Mirage and reverse Overpass. I remember seeing in actually like really old IEM show matches back in like 17, 18 from memory. So yeah, that was fun for a second anyway.
I was like, could we just maybe play one round out like this? If it's not affecting the game, like the players in the server at all, for a viewer's entertainment point of view, could just watch one round in mirror? I don't know. Anyway.
I would completely F everyone up, so maybe not.
But think about how funny it would be, Trav.
Top page of
Anyway,
Reddit.
I jest.
ESL broadcast plays round backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Casters don't notice.
Think of the clicks, production. Think of the clicks. Anyway, we'll stop being cheeky for a second now. Lucan's got this hero AK here. They're gonna try and make their way down through Con and towards short to meet up with Lucan. Audien's out is here, and they got Koala in water too, and that's a very well-timed nade. Goodness me, okay. Some damage to all of them, significantly to Max, and they're going to hold on really well here. Max is being a nuisance on 10 HP with only a Glock and trying to bait as much as he possibly could, but even Lucan with that weapon did not get any progress at all. And Sharks will guarantee them at least a tie on the half, but still, overall, 9Z won't be unhappy if it's only 5.
I mean, true, objectively, but subjectively, when you scratch beneath the surface a little bit, they were up 5-1. They won 5 out of 6 rounds. So it does feel like they've left rounds on the table for 9Z. I can't help but feel that they haven't really given themselves the best shot possible. Double AWP going to be invested into here by Sharks. It's a bit of a change. I think it's the first time we've seen that double AWP. Gafolo would never shy away from it, right? Once the primary AWP for this team.
RDN could be ready to be flashed into a monster, and it'd be great timing for it. Lucan's taking point though towards short, and RDN might feel like he needs to go peeking for that, and that's why it collapses. RDN was distracted by Lucan's presence on short, and that gave him the opportunity to come through monster, catch him in the side. He lost his sight mate, and now Max Core is stuck, really, with Gafolo. These double AWPs, we know that that's not the weapon you really want when you're having to go for any kind of retake. Lucan's got them pinned in the corner. There's a re-smoke available as well. It was actually a CT smoke. I think it was, wasn't it? Didn't really work out too well. Saw a blue line. I think I wasn't fooled, but it doesn't matter. None of that matters because Levy is holding on. One more shot hit, dancing and diving with Gafolo and dragging him 6 feet under, taken by an Orca. And Levy will get the final kill of the half. Triple kill, evens at 6, as we see you in a few minutes.
my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm down. I'll keep going till my speaker calm down. I'll keep going till my speaker calm down. I'll keep going till my speaker calm down.
We are back. It is 6-all, which means we're no closer to finding out who will be taking Overpass. But logically, with 6 on T side for 9Z, you would think they are very much in pole position.
I mean, I think it's really important that they did get that end at that round at the tail end of the half, just to give them that extra little nudge as we do go into the pistol round. And Sharks are just not pulling any punches, just charging forward straight into the blender though. The crossfire of USPs will do the damage. That is an incredible setup from 9Z that will work the trick.
And Doc may have the bomb. I'm afraid he's going to have to do quite a lot of surgeries to get himself back into this one. I love the pistol, the USP that he's found. The 9Z one with the purple stickers on the purple USP. Actually don't know which 9Z player had that.
Imagine he clutches it up against them using this USP with all those stickers. That would be poetic.
I know, right?
It's just not going to happen, is it?
No. I think even in a fantasy world, this one might be hard to recreate. He's going to try and leave, but as you can tell, Max from site is playing pretty patiently, letting him push up before he goes for the peak, and there we go. The little jiggle headshot on toward Doc. And 9Z get the CT side off to a great start. No plant means it's very likely a full eco from Sharks. They're going to be able to build up some money. We do have multiple MP9s brought up, though. It'll be interesting to see if they go for something a bit more aggressive on what would be the bonus round after that. Looks like Levy might be going for dualies only, pretty much committing to the fact that they think it's going to be a full eco. There we go.
Seems like it's making a bit of a comeback here, this option of the AWPers not buying as much in second rounds when you're almost certain that your opponents are going to eco.
I know, it's funny you say that, but in the Nuke game Levy played of the day, he got a knife kill in the pistol and just straight up bought an M4 in the second round, right? So sometimes it's a different thought process. I think I realise what that means now. Like, it's a playground, right? So dogs probably shouldn't be in the playground because they could like interfere with the kids in a bad way.
What's up with the first one though? It's like no running allowed or something like that. No, is that a football maybe?
No ball games maybe?
Man, no ball games in the park? What are you guys doing in Europe, bro? Jeez, like...
I'm fully aware that there's many people that have already fully translated all these signs on Overpass, but I think even I looked it up like a year or so ago.
Wait, you're telling me that this is a real language that we're looking at right now?
It's actually my favourite map, high key. Like, I have a Overpass poster literally behind my PC that I'm looking at right now. So, shout out Wheezy T, the legend.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, we're at a rave. Production are pulling out all the stops for this grand final. You know where that music is on Overpass? Near T-spawn, in the corner near the door? That's what the lighting would be like inside there.
Yeah, probably, right? You'd imagine as much. Alright, let's see what we got here. Full eco. Should be 8-6 without much of a fuss.
Yeah, and 5 Alive is a necessity. These rounds are, of course, usually all very easy. We did see a crazy Glock win the other day. I think it was Harasso Peak, right? Who hit a double headshot. It was the game yesterday against Bounty Hunters on Train, where it was pretty much around exactly like this. And Harasso Peak with a Glock walked up, found Freak with a double headshot with a Glock in brown halls, and it all fell apart from there with an M4 picked up. Pyria could only get 2, and they got a second rifle, and all of a sudden we had a full Glock round win. But, yeah, feeling unlikely here.
Yeah.
There'll be no screams of Glocks.
Oh.
So I hope you're getting better soon, my friend.
Yeah, man, you and me both. Going to be locked in nice and easy here for 9Z as they actually build up some distance between themselves and Sharks once again. A bit of breathing room because, well, for a second, Sharks had the lead, right? They were up 6-5, and then it was 9Z who were able to then get that 6th round on the board to level it up, and now they've gone above and beyond as we go into the first gun round here of the second half.
Yeah, nice double fighting there toward Monster. You can sometimes be a bit guilty on those sort of rounds of just sitting back and thinking it's a guarantee. And sure, it usually is, but you may as well play a bit more forward when you've got that range advantage and have a teammate right next to you. This is one Deagle that could rip 2 heads. It's usually pretty safe. Anyway, this is the round that matters, the gun round. Max still has an MP9, but they've got Levy on the AWP now, as we saw him with saving up his money for this all-important gun round. And it's an all-important round for Sharks. They can't afford to let 9Z really streak clear. It's a big conversation we had in our first game of 9Z v Sharks the other day, Matt, about how statistically they do really struggle on T Overpass.
Well, that is going to be a problem. I mean, they did struggle to get into the rounds, right? We saw it not just on paper, not just as a statistic, but we saw it in principle. We saw it in practice, rather, should I say, in that game where felt like they just kind of lacked ideas. 9Z were picking them off pretty easily, and then all of a sudden Sharks just had like a streak of 3 rounds to win the map. Came out of nowhere, left the field for sure. So 9Z would kind of had that shell shock that wakes them up happen already, where you'd imagine they're not going to get like complacent this time around again. And there's Levi, that's a collateral. Urbano in on the act as well. RDN will trade, but there's still a player for them to try and get past, and it's not going to happen. But Koala will double down. Where's that come from?
Second kill on Lucan is the one that gives them a chance, that's for sure. Bomb can now be retrieved. Still a player connected though, so 9Z kind of have everything covered. They are allowing a plant over toward A. Peak's not going too aggressive just yet, but every single one of these 4 remaining players in the server knows kind of where each other are. But maybe they don't expect Max coming up so quickly. It's trying to deny the plant. And that's a lot of damage on Koala now. Thankfully, though, Doc's got the kill. That was the non-negotiable frag. It gets him the bomb plant safely. Koala gets away with it on 17 HP. And Max now is in a 1v2. AK available, kit available, flash available, but it looks like Sharks might be willing to double peek him from green bin, and there's the information. Gets the wallbang kill on Koala, and now knows that Doc is there too, but 5 health. Headshot angle being played with. It's very safe feeling for Doc, but he's not committing to it. It's making me feel nervous for him, actually. And now Max creeping up, almost catching him on a timing, but Doc will get it done. Expectedly so, but it was a tight one.
I mean, that goes back and forth because it looks like it's supposed to be 9Z's round off the rip. You get that collateral from Levi, even though it's only the 1 kill, and then Urbana gets a frag immediately as well. Look at that, 5v3. And then a flurry of frags back in return here for Sharks. And Doc is the one who's going to hold on as they draw within a round. And now it's really important that they convert against the force buy, because that would then give them a leveled up scoreline going into an anti-eco. And well, I mean, the rest spells itself out that they would assume control at that point once again.
Max will realise that Sharks are playing a bit of a pacey round here on the following gun round. Of course, only surviving with 1 in that previous round means they're a little bit lower on util, which is maybe why Sharks have made this call, but it might not work out for them. However, RDN will do good work to remove Urbano. So Peak tapping over that FAMAS toward heaven. The HE doesn't give him much information, so that deep smoke will cause Max to have to use his and play past it, but now we're at a point for 9Z where I just don't think this is possible at all. There's no kit, and they are shifting away. So they're going to have to keep the 3 rifles and a scout into the next round. Sharks could have got a handlehold here on T side quite early on.
Yeah, earlier than they did last time, that's for sure. They've come alive now, and they're showing that they're dangerous and they mean business. I mean, that's a convincing execute. At least 3 players do survive for 9Z. You'd imagine that they're going to save their money around these 3 guys and try and make something happen with these weapons in the next round, but it's a leveled up scoreline What a game we've got you in the final so far for Cup 4, Trav. I mean, both these teams fighting to get into the regional finals. It's not like if one of these teams was already in the regional finals, that would take a lot of the impetus, I feel like, and the energy out of this game. But with both of them playing in Cup 4, the last cup to try and get into the regional finals, and neither of them having their ticket stamped yet, I just love how much is on the line and how much this game means to both these teams, and that we're getting a pretty hotly contested affair.
Oh, that is one of those real satisfying ones for Levy. MaxCore shows his bonce and gets a haircut. Opening pick. A boost as well for Lucan. Exactly what you should be doing with the M4 when you've got a couple of players only on USPs going for a full eco. Max will now clear it out properly so they can fall off of that now. One step made. Now, I wonder that one step that Max took there was heard by RDN. I'm really wondering. Door closed, so I'll definitely hear it open and get early advance notice on that possibility of a flank up through Con. Now Levy's looking for more with the scout.
I was going to say, if you're Sharks, you can't really afford to suffer any more losses too early on here in the round. I mean, it does look like they're going to scale forward without much of a problem. I do say that. I mean, there's quite a few players here for the CT side, of which one has an M4. Never mind, not anymore. The flag, though, I didn't even clock that. Looks like they're still going to be able to hold on anyway.
Only just. A little bit more damage than they probably would have liked to take. 9Z, considering what they had in that round, probably dealt with that the best they possibly could, actually. With the timing on when they peak from that flank and with the site players too. But yeah, Sharks got it over the line, back into the lead. Well, as we said, hugely experienced on this map in terms of recent reps and how good their T-side has been. They, of course, they managed to beat 9Z on it the other day. But it did come with some pretty crazy rounds to recover it at the end that 9Z will hate to look back on. Great wallbang from Lucan. Perfect lineup. MaxCore went for a peek with the AWP to try and get it up towards short for an opening and wasn't allowed to get it. Max will hold on for more as they try and force the issue. Gavello and Dark will get unceremoniously put down.
Yeah, it's a really important round for 9Z, right, Trav? Because you think about the grand scheme of things, if they lose this, 10-8, no money becomes 11-8. And at that point, the map end could be around the corner. However, that is not the reality that will transpire. Instead, it's a good hold in towards lowers. In Ardi and Zhao, able to find 2 kills back. Bomb making its way up long. I mean, 9Z are clearing out outside Monster and into constructions. They've got the information, but there's still a job to be done here in the round, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, RDN can set up with that AWP and make this really interesting. It's credible 2 kills that he was able to get when the round felt totally over after Max got his 2. And sure, 9Z, they're going to need to take this one with all the due care and attention in the world. Thankfully, they've got a hell of a lot of util. Volleys, flashes, smoke on the bomb. Sure, no kit, but they can commit one player to that defuse and maybe hold all the angles that are necessary. They're going to go for that 10 seconds now while that smoke is up. RDN is going to have to hit a wallbang, unfortunately. Bang. It is wallbangable. Oh, it's close, but in the end they're going to get caught. Lucan will get taken down, but 9Z do play it right for that defuse.
I tell you what, that wallbang was very, very close to connecting. And you're right, that was the only sort of hope that they would have had to actually deny the defuse and stand a chance. 10-second will come through for 9Z. They complete the retake and probably breathe a massive sigh of relief. Oh my, we continue to go back and forth with no end in sight just yet. Which team will tear ahead? Neither team with much residual money here, Trav.
That is a concern.
So whoever loses this could cost them 2.
And at 9-all, that's going to mean a lot.
Yeah, right. Like this is the business end of the game. This is where those rounds sort of matter the most and put the most pressure back on your opponents as well.
I do feel like recently 9Z, that they I wouldn't say they crumble in these games under pressure, these important games, but they're not reliable. Let's put it that way. I mean,
It's sketchy.
For 9Z, exactly. For 9Z as an organization, they would be thinking they should be competing and probably more often than not winning a lot of these South American lands that they have played in Sao Paulo and in Buenos Aires. A couple of these lands they played over the last couple of months in October during that major run-in to try and get as many VRS points as possible. And they were really struggling, honestly. I mean, one of the big talking points about the roster move they made to bring Urbano and Levy in was that both of them have very, very little LAN experience.
Yeah.
Going into Thunderpick, when they qualified for it, they'd never played an international LAN ever.
Crazy.
So, yeah, they really had to spam the LANs to get them as much game time as possible in those in-person events.
And obviously we know now that Urbano's on the brink of being cut and that they're going to be bringing Luchov into the mix. And Urbano is having a pretty tough game right now. 4-13, going to need more out of him. And the rest of the team is more than just online. Huasso, Peak, and Levi in particular having a great game. As I already prefaced, a really important round for Flash into construction. Nothing on offer as the one player does fall back, but there's quite a bit more where that came from. Proceed with caution, boys. In fact, look at the stack up on this B bomb site. There's currently 4 players that reside here for Sharks. For 9Z. They're well set up to deal with what's coming their way.
Yeah, and with 25 seconds to a plant, they're going to have to go here and now, and Max should be able to hold on for multiple. Urbano's using his entire clip from the M4, though. Let's make him exposed, but thankfully Huasso Peak is there too, and as you say, there's too much manpower, and they're going to hold on comfortably when it actually didn't look too comfortable from the POV of Urbano, but 1 kill apiece for Huasso Peak, Levy. Oh, sorry, Huasso Peak, Lucan, Max, and Urbano, and MaxCore might not be long for this world. They are on the hunt. He's out, but surviving here is impossible. Dead after time. $300 in the bank, and 9Z realizing, even though their own funds are not great, that would be a big punish.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that really gives 9Z a big edge going forward into the dying stages of this first half. That's really big deal there. Look at the hold on. I mean, Sharks barely even able to set foot into the B-bomb site. Look at where they died. 2 in Monster Tunnel and 2 on that entry from short into the B-bomb site. It's a perfect hold from the CTs.
And that could be the important round, as you say. That could be the round that really sets them up for the win. I wonder who drew that.
That's not an AI drawing, I'll tell you that much.
I wonder if it was Frisk, shout out, one of the map designers for many of the CS2 maps.
Did you say Fritz?
Frisk.
I know, I'm just kidding. German map and all.
Oh, sorry, I'm being dense, Matt.
That's okay. It wasn't a great one. It wasn't a great one. So I can't blame you for not catching that. It's like one of those wonky ass throws, and then someone's like, "Oh, why did you drop it?" It's like, well, bro, I mean, you didn't really give me a great throw, did you? You know. So anyway,
well,
should be
we've got a nice eco here.
Yes, sir. Should be a free 11th. Should be a free 11th here for 9Z. And they were up 11-10. And need I remind everybody, the last time these two teams played against each other on Overpass, and Sharks came back from there to win the map 13-11. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Was it ever 11-9 last time? It wasn't.
I don't
it was
think
only
so.
11-10. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 11-10, yeah.
All right. No deja vu, maybe. Lucan will hold on. 4 players alive. Their money is now probably no issue. Unless they somehow find a way to lose 2 gun rounds in a row without any saves. Should be okay until the end of the game. That will set them up pretty well, of course, going into map 2 of Nuke. That's the one I'm most fascinated for, because I've seen some crazy back and forths for 9Z on that map in the last couple of games I've watched of theirs. And it's Sharks maybe picking into a bit of a gap in the veto, perhaps, that they've seen for 9Z after how they struggled against Bounty Hunters yesterday in that consolidation final. So really curious about that one. Full buy round here for Sharks, by the way, and it's only a deagle on MaxCore.
Yeah, that's actually very concerning. I mean, that comes down to the kill that was found at the end of the round. Doc will find a great timing on Levi, though. So MaxCore with that Desert Eagle is able to keep Levi's attention in towards Playground. And then Doc was so close. As soon as the AWP misses a shot, he's just completely dead, just gets swung on. And that is an AWP recoverable now for MaxCore. So actually, going to work out for them. Get a little bit of a saving grace from above.
Yeah, couldn't be better. Grabbed it now. Gafolo's seen in Condo, body exposed, and Max will be wondering how on earth all my bullets have been eaten by that door and the wall in Con. He's put Gafolo on 1 HP. That must have been something like 99 and 7. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, Gafolo not going to be asking any questions. The benefactor. Going to require a big moment from one of the individuals. Urbano hasn't had many of them on the map. He will find a kill though onto Doc. That's a valuable frag. And you've also got Lucan on the bomb site. Not unfathomable that they could kind of recover the round from here.
They really need Urbano. Had a bit of a slow game. This is his moment to step up. That smoke is actually pretty good. They have to funnel through that left side of it as they look. And with the ability for Lucan to peek off the timing too, this might be a bit of a crossfire. It's a bit too much to deal with. And Hawasso peeks coming in from the flank too. It's going to work out to absolute perfection. Exactly like they would have thought it up in their minds, even at the disadvantage. Hawasso peek will also hold on to deal with Koala as he tries to run him down. Huge round for 9Z. They now have some comfortable map points to work with.
Yeah, some breathing room, man. 3 of them to be precise. And also, that was the all-in from Sharks. They don't get the bomb down. They should have gotten more than just a plant out of this round in the 5v3. I feel like they're just trying to do a little bit much individually and then also just not playing on the front foot enough off the back of getting themselves into that 5 versus 3 because they've now given 9Z, and not for the first time here in the half, time to respond, time to adjust, time to adapt. How often have we seen these flanks through lowers actually catch Sharks off guard while they're trying to get onto the bomb side, right? I feel like that's the second or third time it's happened, and that saved the round for 9Z again. Need to get one of those tow trucks for Sharks, man, because they're breaking down.
Yeah, they might be about to be towed away from Overpass.
Yeah, into Nuke.
Who knows what the lore is? Maybe that truck that's crashed in the T-spawn of Overpass kind of appears in Nuke somewhere in the back of T-spawn as well.
That would be cool, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. Like T-spawn, CT spawn, somewhere you get a similar truck. Just delivering both teams. Yeah, this is going to be tough for Sharks, and a tech pause is called. They got more than just tech issues at the moment. They've got financial woes and frustration, no doubt, as well, off the back of losing that 5v3. Not like it was a 5v3 where there were instant trades either, Trav. That was a full-on, out-and-out 5 versus 3.
Well, here we go for Sharks. They got to stay alive. I do know their map pick is upcoming, but 9Z have really come in with some real impetus today. It feels like they were starting their T side very strongly. 6 rounds on T is usually enough for a Overpass win. Let's see if they can complete it now. Koala waiting behind the molly towards short pipe. Again, plenty of defense over toward B. And the buy, as you said, is rough around the edges. 2 Galils, Scout, Tech 9, and the Mac 10.
Well, let's see if it's going to be enough for them to hold on. Just hanging on by a thread right now. Grouped up as a unit, scaling forward, don't really want to give the game away and then maybe set themselves up for a big burst onto the A bomb site. And because they've got weaker weapons, 9Z are thinking that they're going to try and pop into B, but that's not the case. It's only Levi on this A bomb site, doesn't realize how many are charging in his direction right now. Going to be a while till the rotations arrive. He's going to try and fall back to the safety of Bank, but that will not work out for him. And it now falls on his teammates for a retake.
Oh, it's a great lineup from Bank, though, for Lucan. It's a kill on Gafolo and plenty of bullets on toward Doc as well. 20 HP. Bomb will go down, thankfully, and it wasn't too much of a scramble to get it planted safely. Sharks, I wonder if they're just really nervous about the possibility of that big flank. Look where they position themselves. I think they know the information now that the majority are coming from Green Bin, but they've been flanked on more than one occasion when they've tried to go toward that A-bomb site. Max caught with the scout, trying to connect some sort of tag. Does hit Max, but a headshot angle from Doc will get cleared. That's a Pix doing a great job with 2 kills. 1 on Doc, 1 on Max core, and Lucan found one in the meantime too. Bomb is being defused. Koala is nowhere near, and 9Z will pull it off. That wasn't easy at the end, and it wasn't actually a breeze really for them overall on Overpass, but definitely an improvement, and they get one over Sharks on map 1.
Oh, so well played. Just looking a lot tighter knit here on this map compared to the last time we saw these two teams play against each other on Overpass. And for me, Hoaso Peak is my MVP of that map there. He was just so good from start to...
Where Sharks, again, won 2-1 in what was a very close series. So...
What was the map they lost, though, Trav?
The map they lost was Nuke. So that's the last time we saw Nuke between them. So again, it's very, very hard to call. And that's what makes this particular map so exciting, because we've seen frailties from 9Z on it. We saw them yesterday against Bounty Hunters. There was a crazy end to that game where they probably should have lost it, but they scraped it over the line. So let's see what we've got today.
Well, let's see. Sharks are going to have to get the win here to keep themselves in the contest for a spot in the regional finals. Lose here, it's, well, ECL season 50 over for them, ultimately. They finished 3rd last year, Trav. If they get eliminated here, then, yeah, that would be pretty brutal for them. Anyway, let's see. 9Z obviously gets to choose which side of the map they start on. Defensive half is where they begin proceedings. Huaso Peak, for me, was the MVP of Overpass, and he started off on the right foot here on Nuke as well.
Gafolo will burst out the single door, doing that kill toward Urbano, but there's a long way back. Koala might be doing some of that work, though. And Gafolo, I mean, the ramp player of Max can't really afford to peak for much longer, only on 21 HP. And it looks like Gafolo's going to try and run down Levy, ring around the Rosie in the vent. Now both teams looking to face him, and Gafolo kind of waiting to see if they charge in. And actually, Lucan will bite the bullet, quite literally. I'm not entirely sure why he actually goes into the mixer there, into the blender between the final 2 Ts. Koala's got a chance. Oh, Max, that's a terrible whiff. Oh my goodness, he's still not dead, Koala. 15 HP, 40 seconds, and he's got out back into lobby somehow.
What in God's good name is this pistol? It's been all over the place. How did it not end on the B bomb side? How did it not end in vents? How has it not ended on A? And there's still 30 seconds left on the clock. 15 health for Koala. Trying to keep 9Z guessing, and by pumping the brakes, he's done exactly that. Is he still going to try go down to B? I feel like he set himself up to try and fake as though he's going B and then goes back into A, but instead he actually will commit into this B bomb site. Oh, Levi's going to hear all the steps. Koala has to gamble, and unfortunately, it's not going to work out.
Max's blushes are spared there.
Massively.
Somehow that round didn't end earlier. 9Z will get the pistol, not without a bit of a heart attack. Most important thing is bomb plant was denied too.
Yeah, true. Twice. I mean, once they probably wanted to think about planting B, and then literally were trying to plant on A, and then actually 3 times, I suppose, because right at the end of the round, he was looking to get back onto that B bomb side. For me, if I'm looking at Sharks on this T side, the man has to be Doc. Like, he is their proverbial tip of the spear. He's the guy who's on entry duty way more often than not. He's got that explosivity about him as well. So if he's feeling it, he can do a lot of damage in this half, but they can't afford for him not to pitch up at all. And I don't think he'll have that problem, but they do need him to be pretty close to his best.
Lucan tapping away, loving life until Koala humbles him slightly. Maybe will jumping kill Koala on that top mini position, but they will start with 4 players alive. Yeah, I mean, the game that you weren't with me for yesterday, Matt, unfortunately, on the Nuke that 9Z played against Bounty Hunters, that was a really weird end to that game. I mean, Bounty Hunters were in full control, it felt like. They're making a great comeback happen. I think it was 11-4 to 9Z.
Wow.
They brought it back to 11-all. Then the 2 rounds that Bounty Hunters lost were a 1v1 that Abano scraped over the line against Pyria, when Pyria was going full 1v9, like he was everywhere in that game.
Classic.
And the final round of regulation was a 2v4 in which somehow they went A, 9Z, and Levy were able to crack open the two players that were residing on A in a pretty decent crossfire with two quick headshots from Heaven on the flank round. So Bounty Hunters will probably be thinking back to that game even now, saying that should have been ours.
Yeah. Well, 9Z are going to be hoping that they can get the same result, maybe just not with as much of a fuss as they did against Bounty Hunters. They will find an opening kill here, courtesy of the Chilean Horseman again. He is on the money here tonight, man. He's playing some of his best Counter-Strike. Or should I say, he's right up at his best. Does look like Sharks still going to try and find their way in towards the A site, and they will draw first blood onto Abano. More where that came from. Huaso, Peak, and Levi will combine, though. Bomb carrier trying to go down the vent, but he goes straight into Luke, and he was on Lucan's head, I think, for a second there, Trav. Oh, man. Comedy.
Goomba stomps. Sort of. Just the other way around. The Goomba fought back. For once.
Revenge of the Goober. Yeah, exactly. Got their own back, man.
Yeah. This guy keeps respawning, dude. Why am I can finally kill him? Poor Goombas.
They've had it tough. They've had it tough. Either way, that's going to be... Yeah,
Sorry,
go on. I was going to say it's going to be 3-0, so I'm pivoting, Trav. I'm doing a little plie into a different conversation.
Score is actually looking to get the loss bonus there, so he'll go down to Levy to end the round. All I was going to say is I was just going to say, have you seen the trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Because it looks sick.
I have not. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Trav.
No, I know you're not that kind of guy. I understand.
Yeah. Just hasn't come into my sphere either on social media, but I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Just really another Super Mario movie? Does the franchise not done enough, guys? Should have put it to bed. Let's let it rest, I think. Mario, he must be tired at this point, bro. I think Mario, let him retire, guys.
No, it's legendary. Don't you dare say that. The only reason I'm saying that is because Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 were the two games I played on my Wii when I was young, which incidentally I checked about 2 or 3 months ago and still have the save files, which are 100%ed.
That's
incredible memories. Genuinely some of the best memories of my childhood playing those two games.
I did that on the Nintendo DS myself.
Fair enough.
Can't remember which Super Mario version it was, but it was a lot of fun.
Maybe not 3D World, the other one, the regular Super Mario Bros. DS, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly that's the one it was. Either way, Sharks on a half buy here, actually moving and shaking. Bomb carrier is going to get the kill on Luke, and that B-bomb site now completely open for the taking. And in the meantime, 9Z still have to worry about lobby. Wait, why has that bomb not been planted? Why has that bomb not been planted? Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge problem. Kills going back and forth. Gafolo resides on this B side. Urbano is low. Gafolo's ready for him. He's just really well primed to get this kill, but Urbano still comes away with it anyway.
How has he got away with that? And all of a sudden, MaxCore, who was lurking around lobby for pretty much the entire round, was just seeing all the kills come through around him and not really in a position to trade or get into the round at all, has to run, make a hell of a lot of noise, grab the M4, and two players who are relatively low HP, but this is a very difficult clutch. Glass broken. Abano needs to be careful not to get caught. Now he's been known. Good little jiggle out actually there for MaxCore, but that's when Levy will pounce, and 9Z will breathe a sigh of relief there, because that one was truly dangerous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not only dangerous, it looked like it had gotten out of control. The fact that they win the round is a relief for them, right? That kill there from Urbano and Gafolo was the kill that really buries the round, I think. And he probably shouldn't have gotten it either. Gafolo will feel a little bit hard done by. 4-0, Sharks here to open up on their map pick as 9Z look to charge on to that 2-0 victory. Still quite a distance to make up here, but they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, these are some of the rounds that got away from 9Z yesterday, so important to hold on to them. Abano has got his eyes on stalks. Goodness me, so much going on the A-bomb site. He's able to hold on 4-3 with 12 health to spare. No way in for Sharks, and Koala is going to have to just find some impact from somewhere.
He's going to go chew on some eucalyptus leaves, man, because he's out of this one.
Well done.
What a hold. What a hold. Yeah, I nailed it this time. Didn't call it bamboo. All good. We learn, we move. Urbano, it felt like he had 5 extra bullets there, Trav. Like, how did he not run out of ammo with the first 2 kills? I was so surprised he had enough bullets to deal with that third player, because it was a good effort initially, but if he gets traded by that last guy, that third guy coming through the squeaky smoke, it's 2v2, and it's probably like slight advantage for Sharks in the post plan. So Urbano doing the most. He had a pretty quiet overpass, but boy, is he delivering it here on Nuke, their map pick.
Yeah, obviously
Sharks as that
the
is.
side story for Urbano is the fact that this might be his very last game with the team. I mean, if they win, probably
last series,
not.
right? Yeah.
I mean, actually, we don't know. You know, I'm going to change my statement there. We don't know. We don't know if Urbano is going to continue with 9Z until the complete end of ESL Challenger League this season, or if they're going to bring Luchov in for the regional final. And if
Would they be able to?
I don't know because of the roster rules. You are right.
Good question.
I'm completely it's an unknown to me at the moment. But the rumor is, for people who have not read the news, is that Luchov is going to be going to 9Z for in place of Urbano, and of course Bestia are involved in those regional finals and are playing with Buda. So if we actually get a Bestia versus 9Z game and Luchov is playing for 9Z, that could be incredibly spicy.
Right, and Buda is playing for Bestia up against his former org. Not the org he's most recently played for, but one of his former orgs.
Yeah.
There's so many spicy storylines, like you say. I almost want it to happen just for that reason alone, but can you imagine, like, Luchov, it's like 9Z versus Bestia, best of 5 grand final, map 5, Luchov 1v4s to win map 5, and then, like, pushes his new team across the line into Pro League and eliminates his former. I would be all there for it. It would be dramatic, it would be tragic, but it would be absolute cinema. Anyway, we were just speculating. I'm very excited to see this 9Z with the injection of Luchov. As Sharks need to inject some rounds into this first half here, Trav. Still sitting on a duck.
Yeah. As a summary to that conversation we just had, it's still an unknown when the announcement will come, whether the regional final will have a roster change for 9Z or whether they play it out with Urbano. But that regional final, Matt, does hang on them winning this game. They're not there yet.
Exactly that. We're getting one step ahead, and I think you should be able to have maybe a slightly different roster going into the regional finals, because if you won Cup 1, that was a while ago, right? Like, you might not have the same team, and then you have to bring a guy back from the grave or something like that. Not literally, guys. Anyway.
Buda is on the roster, supposedly, but that just could be HLTV showing the most recent.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think it is.
You can never take that as gospel, just as an FYI to those HLTV users out there. They may not be aware of that.
Here we go.
Anyway, here comes the play. A site play, or maybe event dive. It could still be one of those for Sharks, trying to get off the mark on Nuke in a map they need to win to stay alive. The bomb does down that event, and Enzao did find Urbano, so that's going to make it a free open site. Lucan feels like he needs to go in. Max trying something here, but I don't think he can deny a plant, and no, RDN will hold him at bay. A little bit of a wild push in there for Max, but it's a Hail Mary. He has some money in the bank anyway, and Sharks will be able to get there first.
It's tough for Urbano in the vent. It's why you actually see most players sit on the ladder, so if a T does try to come down the vent, he just ends up on your head. And I know that the inaccuracy on the ladder is very difficult to control, but when they're on top of you, it doesn't really matter all that much, right? When they're literally on top of your head. So Urbano going down empty-handed made life a lot easier for Sharks, and it just kind of cascades out of control from there. Levi will definitely die, and he's only going to get the 1 kill before he does. So Sharks have finally opened up. Took them a bit longer than what they would have liked, but they're on the board, and I'm sure there'll be more where that came from.
What if there isn't?
Well, then it would be 11-1, and almost certainly 9Z into the regional finals. So that, Sharks cannot afford for that to happen. It was a pretty convincing hit. I mean, they came close the last time with their big A exec, right? It was just Urbano who had a massive multi-kill. This time they find success, not with the A exec itself, but pathing through Squeaky into Ven. We'll keep 9Z guessing here. No money left in play for the CT side after they buy up in this round. So Sharks win this, they make it 5-3.
Dog nothing to do. And gets a bit of help from Enzao to beat Lucan outside. Edge of mini position removed. Smoke in to block off Urbano. Wonder if he'll look to try and play ahead of that. If he does, still being watched, of course, by multiple players. They will make their way down secret with 3, with the opening pick 2, and 9Z have spent all their money here, so this could be the path back in for Sharks in this map.
Looks like it will be. I mean, already on the B bomb site, including the bomb carrier, you've got those extra layers. You've got Audience out controlling outside. You've got Koala controlling lobby, so it's not even guaranteed that 9Z are going to be able to get out of dodge here with their weapons intact. Audience Zhao is so ready for them. Crosshair placed, but unfortunately not going to win the duel. If 9Z can keep all 3 of these players alive, that would actually give them a pretty good chance in the next round. And it does look like they want to contest them. It's all about the timing now. Doc rounds the corner as Huaso Peak falls back. And yeah, a little burst there will get him the kill. But the round will go the way of the T side.
Yeah, that was pretty good for Huaso Peak, pretty good awareness there. Gafolo knows he's got them locked in towards CT, but he's waiting for a bit of utility maybe to go looking. He's got money that he can expend if he wants to go for that, but no, he's going to stay put. Maxcore and Koala had those flashes, like I said, but they're going to just let them be. Back in CT, going back to where they came from whence they came, I think is the saying, right?
From whence they came, yes, that's the one.
My bad.
Yes. And actually, because 3 players survived, there's enough money for 9Z to kind of plug the gaps with some FAMASs. Would you have preferred for them to have just saved around those 3 guns and guaranteed a full buy in the next, or are you happy with the FAMAS purchase here?
I think it's fine. 2 FAMASs is okay. I mean, you can say what you want about that weapon, but it's viable enough to make it worth it, for sure.
Does feel like there's a bit of a distinct change up that the direction has gone in of this game in the past 2 rounds, right? Like, because 9Z were kind of coasting in their first 5, but Sharks have been very convincing in the 2 rounds that they've won here. So it does feel like maybe, like I say, game starts to change direction a bit. Not going to be nearly as easy for 9Z as Sharks come online. Oh, wow. Oh, I so can't believe it. At least Max will get the instant trade, though.
Yeah, it's horribly awkward for him. Need to break the smokes outside. Now Doc very aware of the risk of being caught in no man's land, and unfortunately he was in the end by Urbano. That's the FAMAS getting a kill and gets them back into a 4v3. Max is going to push forward in toward Trophy Room as well, and that's a really good position. They do go late ramp. Lucan will get caught, however, as RDN Zhao will get one more. Max Cobb working his way in toward Hut now with the AWP. Always awkward moving forward with the AWP in these sort of positions. And maybe waiting to see if he's going to get some help. But with RDN Zhao going down, he might feel like he needs to do this all by himself. Thankfully, a trade from Gafolo. They actually do have control of the site, but this flank from Hut is going to come very, very quickly. And Max Core will get caught from Max. Max on Max brutality. Levy deals with the Gafolo. And they enclosed on Sharks there very well.
Yeah, notably again, Urbano gets another multi in the round. He's doing a very good job as that A anchor. He ran out of ammo and he was always going to be traded afterwards because he was trapped in the corner with the USP, so he gets traded. But then his teammates are able to finish it off. Big round out of Max because he also gets a trade with his FAMAS. And then with that flank, like you were highlighting, was a key moment in the round. Levi hits the shot to finish off the job. He's 7-1 right now. I mean, 7 kills for Levi, 7 for Lucan, 7 for Urbano, 8 for Huaso Peak. So 9Z across the board, again, individuals looking like they're on the money, whereas the individuals for Sharks kind of lacking a little bit. Of course, T-side Nuke a lot more difficult, but bit of a concerning sign. 9Z are just 7 rounds away, Trav. 7 rounds away from the regional finals. That's doesn't read too challenging for them.
It doesn't, but they'll know after what went before on the game against Bounty Hunters yesterday that if they let this one slip a little bit and don't get like an 8-4 from a 6-2 lead, they go 2-2 in the next couple of rounds, and they'll be a bit disappointed with themselves and be thinking, okay, well, hard work just begins now.
Yeah, if they lose this round, though, then it starts to get ugly pretty quickly. Feels like this is one of those, like, round on a knife edge, or the state of the game on a bit of a knife's edge for Sharks coming into this 9th round. And again, they will be able to make their way outside in towards Secret without much resistance. Max is the one who's rotated down, but Sharks are just charging forward. They're just loud and proud with this one. Max out in the open, waiting for the doors to be opened up. They don't consider him initially, and he'll get the double kill on the spray down. There's even a rotation as well. Great job from Max.
Incredible timing on the fact he just got behind the backside boxes as the two players charged out of double door. He will eventually get netted out the round by MaxCore. That duel is coming through quite a lot, it seems. And Levy could get caught in the vent with the AWP there. Does need to be very wary about where he puts himself, and very awkward with how that barrel could.
Oh,
out.
no,
Oh, they try to
mate.
pick up the bomb. MaxCore tries to be cheeky, but that smoke's going to fade a lot quicker than he's ready for. And now it's a 4v2. Levy in the vent will manage to get that quick scope and actually a no scope onto Ardian Zhao. Leaves Koala all lonely.
I tell you what, Trav, I actually noticed it in the moment that smoke was in play because Lucan drops the smoke on the bomb there. Maybe there was a molly, I'm not sure, but he drops the smoke to try and conceal double door, and MaxCore kind of just like hovers around, like goes up the stairs towards the vent, and then realizes, hang on, I need to get the bomb here. There's a smoke on the bomb. This is my opportunity, but he hadn't realized it quickly enough. So then, like you say, that smoke fades, leaves him exposed, but he could have gotten the bomb had he realized that a bit sooner. And round just disintegrates from there. Koala will survive, carry the AK across. What does their money look like here?
Counter-terrorists win.
Probably enough to go in, but it's not like they're going to have everything that they need. And now, that game that wasn't a knife's edge because they don't win this round, this is where it feels like it starts to teeter.
Yeah, I do wonder. 9Z have really shown up today and looked like they've meant business, which is a really good sign for them going into the regional final if they are to win, knowing the teams they might have to play. MIBR, of course, probably the most well-known and dangerous team, but still, even they are an unknown with Kickert and Klim, of course. Only really seen one international tournament with them, I think, at CAC. Very, very exciting choices made over there, trying to do a bit of a Furia maybe with plucking a young AWPer out of no man's land in Tier 2, Tier 3. It was probably even wilder decision to pick up Klim than it was to pick up Molodoi, because Klim's an academy AWPer from G2 that looked good, but well, Molodoi was definitely farming a bit more in Tier 2 with Amcal when he got plucked by Furia. So very exciting, that regional final, and 9Z wanting to show they're on form and ready for it.
Yeah, and it's looking like they are. I mean, from what we've gotten out of them so far in this Cup 4 Grand Final, it's looking like they're absolutely on the money, even though that they're playing with the player who's probably going to be replaced. Lucan outside, though, going to be able to avoid the flash, but he's been spotted out. There's no one on silo to try and punish him, though, so he can make a bit of a nuisance of himself playing around these smoke grenades. But, I mean, look at how ready Sharks are for him to make this play through the edge of the smoke as it starts to fade. He becomes exposed to 3, doesn't even deal a lick of damage. First blood drawn by Sharks in a much-needed round here for them. Where do they go from here, Trav? Looks like they're going to group back up and head into lobby.
And Max once again is making a similar move to what we've seen from him in previous rounds, up in toward Trophy, and this could be a really good off angle. Shadow advantage. Oh, it probably should have been 2 in his mind, that's for certain, and that would have got the round back into an even standpoint. Doc, good trade, survives on 24, and they can now get down toward B. Huaso Peak is tracking and tracing, but quite a long way away, and in a 3v4, with the kits available, I think they will give this one a little bit of a look with the money in the bank that they've got, but if no one gives up their life on Sharks here, I think we will see a save.
Yeah, looks like it. You're bang on the money. 9Z, you realize, okay, even though we have got some cash in the bank, there's no need to just go for it for the sake of that alone. Concede that third round. And you're right, Max probably feels like he needed 2 from that position, but a pretty tall order. But he did get that dink off and then just whiffed his spray ever so slightly afterwards, and Doc had punished. 7-3. What does 9Z's T side generally look like on this map? Let's have a quick look at the numbers. Because last time they played on Nuke, it was a 7-5 half. Oh, this was one the last time. The occasion back in September was a 7-5 half on the CT side for 9Z, and Sharks won that map 13-9. All right. Last time they played Nuke, it was a 7-5 half for Sharks on their T side, and 9Z won the map 13-9. They went 8 out of 10 rounds on their T side. So basically, nothing to take away from those statistics because they're both completely opposite.
Yeah, it's funny how that works sometimes, isn't it? can tell you for certain that 9Z and Sharks probably won't be thinking about those games too much now. They'll be focusing on the here and now. Another full buy available for 9Z after that save as we get toward the business end of the first half of Nuke. Urbano has been very good with his multi-kills over toward the A-bomb site. A role that's very hard to play. Just ask Zwei.
Yeah, and don't watch his demo either.
Max will be able to deal with Levy with that Galil. We smoke from Max as soon as he sees a shoulder. Urbano looking to reface outside. That spray looked like it would be a lot quicker and a lot cleaner than actually it was. Gives Doc the chance to trade speedily, like you say. Smoke about to fade in toward door. SOP needs to be wary of that, but just gets away. There'll be no duel toward Koala yet. The bomb is traversing back in toward lobby now.
Need a big moment from an individual here for 9Z. Feels like this is a bit predictable for Max. He's done this a lot throughout the half already.
Oh, might go
Try again. I mean, his timing has been very good with these flanks. So SOP just lines up 2, knocks them both down. And, well, you know what? He'll even find that third kill in the sequence as well. He doesn't need any help. Max score last man left alive. Knows Huasso peaks here, but Lucan will step out to finish off the job. And an 8th round goes the way of 9Z.
Oh, SOP at it again. 12 and 5. I mentioned that he is often the man that I want to see step up for 9Z ever since they lost DGT, ever since they made these roster changes. He's now technically a more senior player on the team. Sure, Max has been on the team for nearly 6 years at this point, and Lucan is on his 3rd stint with 9Z, but SOP is more aware of the system with that core. And needs to be one of the main guys to pick up the mantle, and he's showing what he can do in this series, that's for sure. An all-important series as well, not just a regular old online game. It's one that means a lot. Urbano gets the opening toward RDN and actually manages to find Doc as well as he jumps off of top mini to deal with Lucan. There is a path down toward B again here for Sharks. Max is here though, but whiffs his lines. That will change things.
Yeah, he desperately tries to get ahead of the round there, and probably would have been better off just waiting for his teammates and attempted the retake in a 4 versus 3 instead. Even numbers and actually health advantage here for Sharks with Urbano being as low as he is. Look at how close this player is with the Galil Gafolo. Waiting for them to round the corner. Problem is they could come from either entryway. He has got teammates looking to cover, and they will trade successfully. Only Levi left with the AWP. There's nothing on offer. He's probably going to trade for a rifle to give himself some more maneuverability, and he's juggling between them. Eventually will settle on the AK. He has got a smoke and a double flash, but like, come on, surely he won't be able to stick a defuse in the smoke with 2 players probably peppering that smoke, and, well, Koala will be the one to step out and finish off the job. A much-needed 4th round for Sharks, but is it enough?
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh.
Sharks up against it. Their Pro League hopes hanging by a bit of a thread, and they could be on the exit path as 9-0 up 8-4. Now going onto their T side. But if Sharks get the pistol, get the conversion, then we could be in for a totally different conversation.
Yeah, it feels like it's a much needed pistol round here for Sharks to kick off their campaign, and it's gotten off to a pretty good start here for RDN and Doc, both finding kills towards outside. 9Z limping their way forward from here in the round, and they haven't been able to find anything just yet. There's still a P250 in play on Hoaso Peak, but this is going to be very difficult to recover.
Always very painful when you start a pistol like that. You haven't really got started yet. 2 clicks from RDN and Doc. That P250 on Hoaso Peak is going to have to do something special. For once, the P250 not on the AWPer in a
True.
T pistol round.
You sure he didn't pick it up off of Levi's body? No, I don't think he did.
Maybe he did. Maybe I've misjudged that one. You could even be onto something. Koala, though, will jump away toward ramp. Lucan hears the rotation down the ladder, and it looks like they might want to try and duel that, but they don't know the fact there's a second player there, and that could bait RD and Zowie in for even another here. Yeah, they try and face him. Good angle held, gets the information, falls back away. At the moment, a totally textbook pistol from Sharks, not giving up anything for free. Finally, Hoaso Peak will push RDN out of the round. But even though they've got outside control, time is not in their control. 20 seconds left, forcing their way in through Mini. There are going to be 3 players here. Max caught Dooley's close vent, gets the one. Doc helps out on the swing, and that couldn't have been better.
And it's also just not that not only do they win the pistol, but it's how cleanly they win the pistol that will give them a good boost of confidence. There's no bomb plant found for 9Z, so they're probably just going to have to full save here. And Sharks should be able to draw within 2. I feel like there's so much juice left to the squeeze from the individuals, and Sharks just, in terms of the level we've gotten out of all of the players across the board so far. Koala's been decent, but we know how good all the players are from top to bottom. Like, that's the one thing about this team, is their quote-unquote weakest player is Gafolo, and he is the furthest thing from a weak individual, right? He's one of the stronger fragging IGLs within the region. So I think that there's a lot of room for improvements. Wouldn't be shocking at all to see Sharks kind of come online more and more as the map goes on, and then be able to eventually push it across the line to force that third. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what kind of transpires from here.
Quite often the path that can go down. The famed MP7 is back out. We won't forget that one in a hot minute.
Yeah, we haven't seen him on the CT side. Have we seen him use it all that much? I think we've seen him bring it out on the T side more often. T side Ancient, we saw it once. T side Overpass as well.
Yeah, because of the long ranges on T side, right? It's a good long range SMG for bursting in particular. Oh, Doc actually gets dinked straight up there. That MP7 might have to peek to help out, and it does get 2 actually in the end. Make it 3. So the second triple kill we've seen from the MP7, I can tell you that absolutely categorically it wasn't as impressive as the one we saw on Overpass the other day, but they all count. Good money with that SMG, and Now an opportunity to really get themselves up and running on this CT side. They've got this bonus buy coming in now. If they win it against this full buy for 9Z, then you're going to start to get worried for the supposed favourites here.
Well, let's see what this round number 15 has in store for us. 9Z got everything they need coming into the round. What's the call going to look like here from Max? 4-1 off the bat here.
So what are they going to do with their MP7 and MP9?
Good question. Looks like a pretty standard setup. Not like Sharks are trying to take any initiative or make a play right now to disrupt the round. Kind of letting 9Z come to them.
I don't think Levy would have heard that sound cue of the smoke being dropped over to RDN from Doc. I think he's just a little bit too far away to really notice that. Maybe Max could have. I'm not so sure, but still, it's... If they did, it might be a bit of info that they know where that one player is playing with the MP7. RDN's out in the same position as the previous round. Doc off angle. They are creeping into garage. They're not considering that he could be here. That's going to be a freebie, but not two. Levy will trade well, and RDN's out did take a lot of damage with that MP7 into toward Mini, and there's only an MP9 for support on site. So they got Koala in the rafters. That is the extra support that might push it over the line, though. And even though he's low, he again finds 2 kills with that MP7. Koala pulls up the pistol, finds Levy as well. Not expecting Gafolo right underneath Heaven. And now we have a conversation for Sharks. They are in this one.
That's a brilliant high-low setup there, right? You got the player hiding behind the box and then the one in towards Mustang. And then as soon as the guy rounds the corner looking for either of them, he immediately exposes himself to both right there. Lasso-Peak and Urbano pay the price. So even though RD and Zal gets both those kills, you can't discount the impact from his teammate that was on top of the rafters, because that's what really sets him up in that position. That MP7 farming finally been able to just kiss it goodbye, bring out the M4, and we should have a leveled up scoreline here. 9Z on a half buy.
Yes, sir. I did have a feeling that as soon as all Sharks really needed to do was win the pistol, and even then, I think conversation in the second half. Great flash toward outside.
Changed the optics, right? And the way the game felt all of a sudden, like quite drastically. There was just a swing either way.
Bit worrying.
Big swing there to get the kill on RDN, and it's going to be Doc who gets chased down as well. Gafala, the first responder, the vent will suffer the same fate, but wait, there's more. There's more. Koala's in towards the shadow. You're not going to expect him here, especially since you've spotted Max Core out on his orb. He's got to be careful. How does Koala play this? There's nothing for free. Oh, wow. Are you kidding? Doesn't even get a kill, Trav. What's just happened?
Everything that Sharks set up there felt right. Let's just see if Max Core saves. I don't think he's going to, you know. Lucan has got him dead to rights. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Flash outside toward red. Sets up the first opening peek in from Secret. Doesn't work out. Urbano gets the kill with the Galil. Then Doc gets overrun here, finally, when he drops back down toward the double door. But it's that kill there from Levy. I mean, you would expect that unaccounted for rifler in dark, like you say, to get one, maybe then deny the plant, because I think the bomb carrier is very low HP, and that turns around back into an even standpoint. As it is, it's a real bad loss, and my setup for them, talking about how they're getting back into this game, they're very much even. Well, they've lost a big round, and Lucan might be about to do double damage, charging out of door already in the following round. Does decide against it. The buy for Sharks now is the rough one. XM57 in play. It suddenly got awkward all over again.
I was just thinking about what could have been had Lucan continued to commit into the A-bomb site. He probably would have had it ripe for the taking. Instead, he pumps the brakes, and as you say, Trav, this is looking like a bit of a broken buy for Sharks right now, so it's a bit concerning. I don't know how RD and Zal's ended up on a 5-7 after getting, like, what, 5 kills with the MP7. Feels like he's been a bit hard done by. Probably drops that orb for Max Core, and he's immediately put it to great use with that double kill, maybe a third. No, good trade out of Lucan, but Max Core's basically done his job, and now looks to his teammates to finish it off.
Doc is going to smoke the Heaven Molly and push through. Now he's a bit isolated, but he does have help on Silo now, and yes, It's going to work out really well because of that. Koala dropping down
played.
with him makes that dream team work. Good double kill trade from Koala. AWP recovered. And that is a critical recovery after what just went before.
Very well played between them. I love how Doc also extinguishes the molly so that he can just get himself into that A bomb site as quickly as possible. Great job from MaxCore though, because his multi-kill is the couple frags that really offset the round there for Sharks. And that will keep them in the contest. Keep 9Z within arm's reach, if not closer.
Back and forth of these buys is very dangerous. Great clear by RDN. You saw Max there playing with the box near red. Try and get a little bit of a view above that smoke, but RDN's out. We'll keep him at bay. Follow backside silo with only the MP9, taking a lot of burn damage and purely wasting time. But that time to get RDN Zhao in play didn't work out. Somehow he's able to find Abano, but Hwasa Peak found Doc in the meantime elsewhere. Levy's rounding the site. Got to be wary of that door push though, and he doesn't get round in time. Caught by MaxCore. Koala finds Lucan. Eco. Tell a lie, not an Eco. I thought for sure they might have very low money here, 9Z, but they might have a hero rifle at least.
Yeah.
But it's 9-all, Matt.
It is, and it should be 10-9. Sharks should get the lead here for the first time on the map, and in the most important part of the map as well, and on the favored side, might I add. So this is looking very good for them. But let me tell you, in that previous round, the hero got one kill, and his name was Gafolo. It was the fact that he had stayed alive for as long as he does on the back of the bomb site there to buy all the time for the rotations to flood into A. It's something Sharks have done very well in that A bomb site, is how quickly they're actually able to stack up the defense and rotate in and help those A anchors out, because again, it's Gafolo who survives for so long, pulls all that attention. MaxCore then comes through with the AWP, he gets a double. And the rest of the pieces fall neatly into place from there. 9-all, 9Z with another half investment. This was the round they won that got them going on the T side, right? That was the only round they've won so far. Can they run it back?
Levy will already move ahead of that smoke, playing the edge of it, but Doc's adjustment up toward Hwasa Peak, who dropped on toward top mini, is lovely there. And trying to make things maybe a little bit less complicated for themselves here, Sharks. But Lucan's got down. Lucan's got down before RDN Zhao was ready. That's a free M4, and here we go again. AK in play, M4 available. Koala removed by Abano. 3v3 with the help of MaxCore, but that needs to be pretty good. No, it didn't go deep enough. That would have been the kill for sure. And now Doc compounds. He's managed to get one, but Levy found Gafolo. He's going to fall back immediately, and we reset in a 2v2.
Yeah, and Sharks know where both these remaining players are, right? Because they've both been able to get a kill. So it's quite a bit of information for them to play off of. Quite a bit of time left on the clock here as well. Doc going to go searching in towards control room. It's a big fight between himself and Lucan will just destroy Doc, tears his head right off, and it's all on MaxCore. He should have been dead to that HE trap. He should have been dead to that HE grenade a couple seconds ago, and now he has a chance to clutch it up for his team.
My word. That would be incredible. Smoke on the site. Levy can now play around it. 30 seconds in the round, and it's so awkward. Oh, he's made a step. He's made a step, and I think that might mean that Levy's heard him. And oh my goodness, he's choosing to play for the kill. And MaxCore's fallen all the way back.
Thinks he's
if
going
Levy
A.
clears out ramp now, he can still plant B. Because there's no real time to go back to A, I think, with 14 seconds. So yes, that's actually a good bit of information searching there. But he is planting somewhat in the open, just gets into a double. Now we play out the 1v1. One bullet from death is MaxCore. Good angle being used here by Levy. Jump through will come through, and it's a headshot anyway. Doesn't matter how low he is. And that is a huge round for 9Z.
I can't believe they've actually managed to win that, you know. That's outrageous with how much back and forth there was throughout that round. And it will be theirs. They get themselves up to double digits to regain the lead. This is how the round had started, and this is how it had finished. I mean, MaxCore with the AWP gives it a really good attempt. Love the way Levi plays this post-plant, though, just not really taking any unnecessary risks. 10-9, and look at the finances again. It's make or break here for Sharks. course, this is just a rematch, or this is a rematch of a game that happened a couple days ago. And it was won 2-1 on that occasion by Sharks. We didn't have Nuke feature that time. Instead, Sharks had picked Inferno. They lost Inferno, so they try and change the veto up this time. They're 3 rounds away from being eliminated here from ECL Season 50.
Yeah, this is the round, isn't it? This is the round. 3
Has to be.
MP9s. M4, Scout. If this one is lost and there's nothing to be saved, then they're going to be 11-9 behind on an eco, and it's going to be 12-9, and they're going to have to play for 3 rounds in a row to save the entire series. Max already down towards Secret. A lot of control already, and sure, it's being rotated into here by Ardian Zhao and Doc, and they might go searching together as a duo with the MP9 and M4, but Max is about to hold the angle and move forward. That's a quick headshot. Now he's got support. He lures Doc in. Hawasso Peak is there too. Good teamwork again.
I love that there, man. What a brilliant little setup between the two of them. Like you say, Max luring him in is the perfect word to use there. And Hawasso Peak is the one who'll do the damage. 5 versus 3. Oh my, 2 players in towards ramp 1 on that A bomb site. Nines, could do basically whatever they want from here to finish off the job, so long as they do it together. So long as they do it together, boys.
Well, Abano needs to be wary as well. This is a very close range angle to face an MP9, and you never know, but he gives Koala no shot at all. Great reaction, great adjustment to find Gafolo as well. And Max Core was very much in a sticky situation with Hawasso Peak's position. 11-9 confirmed. There's the eco coming through for Sharks. It's going to be 12-9. I mean, I don't know that I don't want them to do it, but they might even force saying that they want to try and stay in the game somehow. It is Nuke after all on CT side. I very much doubt it. They shouldn't. But yeah, I think they will stay full eco. But still, 9Z now in the pound seats for sure.
And I mean, they're only getting $2,400 if, or should I say, when they lose this round. So it's not like it's going to be enough for the AWP for Max Core, maybe a bit light on neutral. This is pretty grim for a team who looked like they had done the hard work here, Trav, on the CT side, which is getting back into the game and getting it back into even keel. And then from there, it's just continuing on that trajectory, but they've just dropped off a cliff. Good calling from Max as well, it must be said. There's been certainly some sharp shooting in the round, some important clutches, but I do like the way that 9Z have gone about their business here. They've certainly simplified their approach on the T side. They've had good tradability, good mid-rounding to get themselves onto bomb sites. And now it's just about making sure they do not slip up against the eco.
You've seen crazier things happen, that's for sure. But this would be a massive shock. I still think that the Zeus on that angle is still too long range for it to get a kill, I think, from there, unfortunately. If they peek it even close to the wall rather than wide. Abano once again make his way up toward heaven, playing for his future career. We don't know, as we said, if he's going to be playing the regional final or not, with the rumours swirling. We'll keep you up to date, of course, with that as we go through those regional final matchups in the next few days. Lindsay looking to be there. USP on site, USP on rafters, both dealt with. And he has had a brilliant nuke. I know these
One
are
more.
ecos.
Boys?
But there is one more, you are right.
Yeah.
Hard to see when the gun models are in the way sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Abano's had a great map. 18 and 12.
He has, right?
Alongside Hawasso Peak, it's been a great duo.
I mean, think about how many big rounds he had as the A anchor, and then here, even on the T side as well, he's had some important contributions. And I mean, it's not so much about him helping 9Z out. That's not the sole reason that he's playing. You got to think about how he's also just advertising himself, right? Like, okay, guys, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I bring to a team. Had a very impressive performance here so far on Nuke, and 9Z are going to have 3 chances, Trav, and they keep 5 players alive here against the eco. Bodes so well for their finances, and it basically gives them at least like 1 more full buy here on top of what they would have had already to try and finish off the job.
Terrorists win.
It's not going to be the most beautiful force you've ever seen in your life either, or full buy, I should say. It's going to be a bit rough around the edges. What have they got? Yeah, okay, M4s, sure, but limited util across the board. 9Z on the brink of winning a cup in ESL Challenger League this season and getting that path to the regional final. I do. I'm a bit of an enjoyer of the changing format for this season, with how these cups are being played out. If you win 2, you get a bye to the final. If you win 3, you get a map advantage in that final. If you win all 4, like a certain Semperfi did in Oceania, that gets you straight to ESL Pro League, and that's what they managed to do. Incredible work from them. We're going to have 4 different teams guaranteed in that regional final. 9Z looking to be that 4th.
Yeah, Bestia, Gaming Gladiators, and MIB are currently waiting for the regional finals, which are going to take place next week. 1 spot left up for grabs. 2 teams in contention, and we're about to whittle it down to just 1. How long can Sharks hold on for? They've got to force us into OT, and then from there, try and win a 3rd map. It's a long, long road back, but they've got to focus on this first step, which is round number 22 here on Nuke. I'm nervous, Trav. I'm nervous for Sharks. They did so well to win the series in the upper bracket in super convincing fashion on the 3rd map as well. It deserves to be said. But this is the one that matters.
Yeah, could be another example of innovating being harder than fixing your problems again.
Seems to happen all too often, right?
Just is a factor that you can't ignore. Lucan dropping in toward Hart. Max caught outside, not with his preferred weapon. Levi with the advantage because of that, and he hits the shots. And that could be the beginning of the end. Thankfully, Doc, that Molotov toward Secret did not go deep enough. So Levy will be caught. And the main AWP threat is out of the round already.
Yeah, Levy's going to feel hard done by there, man. I don't know who threw that molly and kind of missed the mark, but it's the AWP who gets punished. 4v4. Time ticking on as well. Not a huge amount of it left remaining.
Yeah, it feels still pretty static. With now only 25 seconds for a bomb plant. Will this play get 9Z the map 1? And yeah, I'm not so sure. The bomb is still towards Secret with 20 seconds. Doc is going to have to be the main man here. They're going to have to move forward as a duo here. And he's going to look away at the worst possible time. Oh my goodness. They're going to creep up on him and they might not be aware. Worse. Max gets a 1-for-1. Or A1 toward ID and Zhao. And he's selling the fake over toward the A bomb site. They've got the crack open toward B. It is a 2v3. The bomb will be punched in. Doc very quick on the rotation towards single door, but now there's a chance for Hawasipik and Abano to hold on. It's the 2 main men of the map for 9Z. Koala and Gafolo to save the game. Hawasipik spotted back silo. There is a little bit of utility to move him out of that position with the incendiary. He plays from the jungle on the boxes, but Koala can't connect. It's all Gafolo, and he's going to be between a rock and a hard place. Immediate trade from Hawasso Peak, and 9Z will get the win. 2-0, Cup 4 champions, and a spot in the regional final. Pro League is on for them.
Completely deserved, man. They were just so incredible today, and what a last round. I'd actually just like to take a moment to highlight that round, because I know Max isn't the one to get the kills in the round, but he for me is the hero of the IGL. What a call